Hey YouTube, it is Rin, it is I, for one of the first ones of these, the first take, not the first take, it's actually the third take, trying to articulate what I am trying to say. Also, outside walking, beautiful day, lots of sunshine, and to be honest, a little bit self-conscious of just other people. But that is something that I have to get over. I've been podcasting now for 5 years, and editing that back is something that does get easier with time, but something that people often say to me is they hate the sound of their own voice. But I definitely think that through podcasting and through doing the actual conversations and interviewing various people, you get better at it naturally. And even right now, just not necessarily thinking what I'm going to say next, but knowing what I have said, just like, oh, why did you articulate it like that? But ultimately, I want to get better at doing these videos. I've had for almost 2 years now the idea to do a daily video / sort of podcast, recounting my day, sharing with my future self what it is that I got done that day, but also what it is that I'm planning to do in the next 1,000 day period. And that idea, I think, has legs, but ultimately it has no legs unless I execute on it day by day. And it's something that I think multiple times I've probably done, maybe 60, gotten to like episode 60, and then another crack, I got to episode like 40 or 30. So I need to do better in that regard, because ultimately consistency and just continuing to show up is the thing that's going to not only help you, but help an audience. And an audience is definitely something that I want to grow, but ultimately I want to be able to share my thoughts in a way, and see, even this now feels like a rant or just a ramble, but I want to be more coherent with my thoughts and not cut where I'm now at around the 2.5 minute mark, and instead just be very to the point and have a clear line of thought. And so no doubt this one, like my first podcast, will improve from here, and hopefully I'll be looking at the camera instead of looking off. But as I'm walking around this oval here on a little lunch break walk for my job, I will have a better setup and audio will improve and all of that. So that's where we're at for now. In terms of me and sort of where I've been, what I've done in the past few years, I started a podcast 5 years ago called The Hope Initiative, and that came off the back of doing an online course with Seth Godin, and his online mentorship was called the Podcasting Fellowship at the time, and it was the second one of those back in October 2018. And through interviewing and publishing 193 episodes and counting, it's helped me a lot. It's unlocked a lot of cool opportunities. It's unlocked a lot of cool friendships. And now I find myself here in Sydney, Australia. I'm from Melbourne originally. I never thought I'd live in Sydney again after living here many years ago, but I've come here to pursue some really cool opportunities personally and professionally. Professionally speaking, there's a chance to take podcasting to a whole nother level, and it's something that I really want to do in this digital media agency that I'm working in, Fortum Media. Really cool bunch of people, young group. I'm actually one of the eldest working here. I'm 31, but I feel like the timing is really right, and I've got a position that can see me help a lot of people and help a lot of clients and capitalize on the things that I'm really interested about as well. So that's a really cool thing. We're behind Unofficial Run Club, which is easily Australia's fastest and biggest, or fastest growing, I should say, and biggest run club. And there's some really cool things that are coming, and I'm pretty involved in all of that as well. And then there's just lots of other things that I am working on. And I know that ultimately why I'm doing this video series is to capture this moment in time, because the Rin McDonald who was 23, 24 years old, who needed help, who needed someone who was 6-7 years ahead of him, would have loved to have seen some really raw content like this. And so if I can provide that to myself now, not only speaking to myself of the past, hopefully it can inspire some other people who are also going through those struggles, maybe in their early 20s, maybe they're in their 40s or 50s, I don't know. Wherever, I don't think it's ever too late to start. All you have to do is just have a vision and take action. And then the other thing is like speaking to myself, my future self in 1,000 days time. Did I get it done? Did I execute on these goals? Because, and something that has happened for me in the past few years was doing Andy Frisella's 75 Hard. And I haven't had a drop of alcohol since then. I've definitely gotten a lot of things on a better path in my life since completing 75 Hard and subsequently Live Hard over the course of that first year. And I really believe through one of his podcasts that I listened to, I love this idea of 1,000 days, and 1,000 days is all you need to change your life. And so if I can do this, just raw vlog for 1,000 days and document my life, then I think that will really help. And I'll stop being conscious of other people looking around and living in their own worlds. I know that. I've learned some really cool things in the podcast over the last, like I said, 5 years. But this is something that is really challenging. It feels really challenging, but no doubt through repeated action and through surrounding myself with others on the path, we'll have a great time. So that's all from me, maybe a little bit longer than I'd like it to be, around that 5-minute mark, but we'll keep it there. And day one of 1,000. Thanks so much. See you tomorrow.